Welcome back, Christmas crew, and welcome to the Cozy Christmas Cottage. If you are new here, my name is Shannon. We're going to roll into some amazing and inexpensive ornament ideas using supplies from the Dollar Tree. It's never too early to start thinking about your Christmas ornaments. Get them made early so that they are ready to go come Christmas time. We're going to start with some white ornaments from Dollar Tree. If you can't find white ornaments at Dollar Tree, head to your local craft store. Usually they have them there. Or you can also take plain ornaments and paint them white. These are just a little bit more convenient since they're already white for us. We're going to gold leaf these and turn these into high-end looking ornaments, super duper quick, easy, and inexpensive. So what I've done is I have taken some adhesive that is specifically made for gold leafing. You'll take a paintbrush and just sort of randomly paint it onto your ornament. I'm also putting them on dowel rods because you're going to let this adhesive sit for about 5 minutes before it is ready and tacked up. And through the magic of editing, here's what they look like 5 minutes later. We're going to take a very soft bristle paintbrush and we're going to pair that with adding our gold leafing onto our ornaments. So this gold leafing comes in square sheets. You can find it at the craft store, and I will also make sure to link a set down below that already comes with the adhesive in it too. You just lay these gilding sheets over the ornament and press it down into that adhesive. Take your soft bristle brush and knock off any of the extra that's kind of hanging on there. And you'll see we're left with a beautiful gold leafing effect on an inexpensive ornament from Dollar Tree. You can even come in with a soft dry cloth to help knock off any of that extra, but here's what it looks like when it's all finished. So beautiful. You can even do a different base color for a different look if you wish. We're going to take this up another notch by customizing the tops of these ornaments and pairing them with these large ornament hooks. These are from Walmart. You can see they were only 98 cents, but you can find them at Hobby Lobby as well, or you can take some regular wire and twist it yourself. We're going to gold leaf these as well using some spray paint. We just took these outside, sprayed them a couple coats, let them dry, and then we're going to pop those right back onto the top of our gold leaf ornaments. I love that we can take inexpensive ornaments from Dollar Tree that are pretty basic and simple and add just a few extra special little touches like the gold leafing and the spray paint to these to really give them a gorgeous high-end look. These are also really easy ornaments to make, so you can make several of them and fill a whole Christmas tree with them really quick, easy, and I love that you can make these and still stay on a budget. Another item that Dollar Tree is now carrying is macrame cord, which I love. I love using macrame cord in my home decor, so this is an amazing find. If you can't find it, obviously, craft stores, Walmart, Amazon carries it too. I'll link a few down in the description box, but you're going to get a pretty good bargain purchasing it from Dollar Tree, and we can make several ornaments out of one of these packages. We're going to make a Christmas tree for this ornament. We're going to take about 18 inches of our string, and we're going to fold it in half and tie a knot up at the loop. That's going to be the hanger for our ornament. Take some tape. You're going to tape that loop down to your work surface to keep it in place. Then we're going to cut more strips of our macrame cord, folding it in half, and we're going to be adding the branches of our Christmas tree. So you're going to put the ends of our string together, put the loop underneath our base of our tree. Then we're going to do the second one, put the loop through the tails and put the tails through the loop, basically creating a knot right in the middle. You'll pull tight on both of those tails, cinch it together, push it up to the top, and that is going to be the top of our Christmas tree. We're going to continue this pattern by cutting about 8 to 10 inch lengths of our macrame cord, folding it in half, putting that loop underneath the base of our tree, and creating these little branches of our tree, putting the loop through the tails through the loop on the other side, and pulling them tight in the center, moving them to the top of our base of our tree. You'll continue down doing this process until you get almost to the bottom. You do want to leave some hanging off the bottom to look like the trunk of our tree. I ended up doing 8 knots up the center of my tree, but if you add more, of course, you can make yours longer or use less to make it shorter. This seemed like a pretty good size for an ornament. So basically, you'll need 16 lengths of your string total to create those knots in the middle. Then we're going to come in with our super sharp scissors and cut the angles off the sides. Obviously, they were pretty straggly before. This cleans up the sides, and now we have a beautiful and contemporary looking boho Christmas tree ornament for our Christmas decor. This would be another great thing to add to the top of Christmas gifts too. If you've never tried hydro dipping before, I definitely suggest it. It is super fun. You can use clear ornaments from Dollar Tree, or you can find, of course, inexpensive ornaments at Walmart like these. You can get them in clear plastic or iridescent plastic or glass. Either one will work for this. You just need a big reservoir of water, one that is deep enough that you can put and submerge your entire ornament into. This is just an ice bucket from Dollar Tree I had on hand. And then you need spray paint. So we're gonna do a combination of white, black, and gold. You'll also need somewhere where you can sit your ornaments like dowel rods. You'll need a popsicle stick, and some gloves come in handy too. We're gonna take our reservoir of water and we're just gonna spray in our spray paint onto the top. The farther you get away, the less splash you'll have. This is kind of a learn as you go, kind of layering all these colors. And then the trick here is to take your ornament, take the top off, stick your finger in there, and then submerge it into the water. Make sure you push it down, kind of twist as you go, push it all the way underneath the water. Use your popsicle stick to get rid of any of the extra spray paint, and then peel it or pop it right back out of the water, and you'll see this beautiful design. You can stick it onto a dowel rod, put it into a container so it can dry and not roll around. For your next ornament, you just want to take your popsicle stick and kind of rid any of the extra spray paint that was hanging out on top, and then start with a fresh surface, re-layering your spray paints and then continuing the process. And each ornament will come out a little bit differently, which I love, and I love that it's clear glass. You can still kind of see through, and it just gives it that high-end look. But of course, get creative with this. Use whatever colors you have on hand, use whatever ornaments you have on hand, and make this technique work for you and your Christmas colors and decor. So here's what the 3 look like that I created. Of course, you want to let these dry all the way, get all the water off of them, and then you can start crafting with them and add more additions to them if you want. I decided to keep mine pretty plain, simple, and basic. We're just going to pop the tops right back onto these and add a simple twine element to the top so they can hang from the Christmas tree. I love this twine. It's white and a shimmery gold combination. I'll make sure to link this down below too. They are perfect for hanging your Christmas ornaments from. Just a simple design, and really actually complements those gold leafing ornaments that we created in our first project too. And like I said, if you've never tried this before, I highly recommend it. It is so fun to do, a little bit messy, definitely do it outside, but the end result is super fun. Next, we're going to use these metal buckets from Dollar Tree. They come in a set of 3. You can even find them white too, which I love. So you can really personalize and customize these. We're just going to make a cute little bucket of pine cones. These pine cones are from Dollar Tree as well. I decided to frost them up with some white paint to make them look like they had a little bit of snow glaze on them. And we're going to take our bucket, remove the handle off the top so we can work within it. We're going to take some white paint, the same we used for the pine cones, and just kind of frost the top and the edges so it kind of looks like snow fell onto our bucket. And then we need to fill our bucket. So to do that, I decided I wanted to fill up the bucket a little bit so we didn't have to use so many pine cones. We're going to take a pom-pom ball and stick that down in there. You could also use a styrofoam ball, which you can also find at Dollar Tree, just something you can fill the inside with. And then add your pine cones and some little pom-pom balls that look like snowballs here, just using some hot glue to keep those in place. You can add the handle back on there, and this is such a quick, easy, and simple ornament idea. You can even add a little saying onto the front, a decal onto the front, or leave it plain. Now we're going to make some top hat ornaments, and I love these because you can use the tumbling tower block game pieces, and there's tons of those in a set from Dollar Tree, so you can make so many of these. Super quick and easy, so inexpensive. We're going to take 2 and we're going to glue the long sides together first, add some hot glue to the bottom of that, and then put the other one horizontally up against it. Obviously you can see now we have the shape of a top hat, and then beyond this you can get customized and personalized with how you want to design these. Of course, most top hats, I think, when you see them on Snowman, are black. So that's what I did with mine, adding some black chalk paint, covering them all just to give them a good coat. And this is what will kind of make them all come together and really look like a top hat. Now let's decorate them up. So this is some ribbon. You can also find at Dollar Tree, but hit the craft store or Walmart if you can't find it there. I love this black and red buffalo print. We're going to add that as a little brim to our hat using some hot glue. Just kind of flip it over, add some glue, cut off any of the excess, trim it off, and that's going to give us a really cute Christmas touch to one of these top hats. We're also going to add a little holly berry to the side of this. You can find these at Hobby Lobby. Wait till they go 50% off, and you can find this pack for only $2.50. scents, which I love. You get tons of them, so you can use these to make lots of ornaments. We're going to use that same gold and white twine to create the hanger for this, just flipping it over to the back side and hot gluing it on. And as I said, you can obviously add different colors of ribbon to these or different colors of paint to these to match your Christmas decor. Next, we're going to make a Christmas wreath with the help of one of Dollar Tree's mason jars. We actually just need the lid off of this, and if you can't find these at Dollar Tree, you can also find just the lids or the bands at Walmart, and I'll link those down below too. Especially if you're going to be making several of these, that's probably a more economical way to go, unless you need a lot of mason jars for storage, which is handy too. We're going to take this greenery. You can find it at craft stores and at Walmart. Again, I'll link this down below. I love it because it has a wire in it, so it actually will form around our mason jar lid, and you don't have to use any glue at all. You just twist it on there and it'll stay. Now we're going to decorate up our wreath. You can use extra little elements like a bow, like I'm showing you here. Add a few little berries. You could add some little mini pine cones, and then just add a string onto the back, hot glue it on, and you have your own little miniature Christmas wreath. Again, cute for on a stocking, cute for on a Christmas tree, or on the top of your Christmas gifts. If you're new here, I want to say welcome again. Please subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a new holiday video, as we're just getting started here at the Cozy Christmas Cottage this holiday season. Up next, we're going to work with some washi tape. I'm obsessed with washi tape. I try to use it anywhere I can, and they make the cutest Christmas washi tape. I found this at Hobby Lobby, and I'll link some more down in the description box below. We're going to use it to help dress up some old Christmas cookie cutters that I have. But you can also find these at Dollar Tree as well during the holiday season, and craft stores, and obviously, you know, yard sales, thrift stores. Usually you can find lots of Christmas cookie cutters if you just kind of start looking for them even early in the season. What we're going to do is we're going to take some hot glue and we're going to glue on the end of our washi tape. That kind of likes to peel up, especially on metal like this. But once we have that glued down, we can just run our washi tape around the outside of our Christmas cookie cutter and then trim it off, add a little bit more hot glue onto the other end, and that will hold it tight for us and last all holiday season. Then you can just tie on some simple red and white twine to hang these from, or you could even just forego the string altogether and put them straight on your Christmas tree. That would be really, really cute too. But I think this would be adorable hanging from a gift basket, especially if it was a baking theme or Christmas themed gift basket. Such an easy, quick idea, especially if you have some cookie cutters already laying around. Up next, we are going to use some decorative bells from Dollar Tree. Again, you can find these at craft stores year-round. If you can't find these at Dollar Tree quite yet, we're going to pair it with a bell cookie cutter that I also had on hand. And we're basically going to create an ornament where a bell is going to hang within our cookie cutter, which is going to be super cute. We're going to take some red and white twine, feed it through our bell, and then we're going to tie a knot. And then we want that bell to hang inside our cookie cutter. So we're going to lay that on the inside there, pull the strings out the top, one on each side, and then tie a knot on the top of there. That's going to hang it and suspend it. We're going to add one more knot to the top of this, and that's going to create the hanger for our cookie cutter ornament. So this is just a really simple, quick, and easy idea, and this would be so cute on a Christmas tree, especially if you put one in your kitchen. I did last year, and I had a gingerbread theme, so this would be perfect for that. If you can find cinnamon sticks at Dollar Tree, grab them up. You're not going to find them cheaper anywhere else unless you want to buy a ton of them and buy them in bulk. These come in smaller little packs. You don't have to buy so many, but you're still getting a great deal. I've been wanting to do this ornament for so long. It is a manger made out of cinnamon sticks. I love cinnamon sticks because obviously they smell so good. We're actually going to take 5 of these cinnamon sticks and make our little manger using some hot glue to piece these together. The top, obviously, you're going to do 2 at an angle to create the roof of our little manger. Hot glue the center so they all stay connected, and it really is that simple. This little star is also from Dollar Tree. You can find those in a pack where you get several of them. We're going to hot glue that onto the top, and literally it takes hardly any time at all to create this cute little ornament, and obviously these are going to smell divine too. So I happened to take my own advice and I picked up several packs of these cinnamon sticks. So I wanted to show you another project of how you can utilize these. You take one cinnamon stick for this ornament. We're gonna make a Santa Claus. We're gonna take some white paint. We're gonna come down about halfway and we're gonna make his beard. We're also gonna take some red paint and paint the top part for his hat. And then we're gonna take a black marker to make the eyes. Now I gave him a nose, but I ended up coming back and covering that up as it just didn't quite look cute enough for me. I thought it looked much cuter without the nose. And then for a little trick here, we're gonna take some caulk, also from Dollar Tree, to give this beard some texture. We're just going to kind of dot this onto the beard and also add a little dot onto the hat. This takes a couple hours to dry, and then you can come back in, add another little hanger with some twine onto the top to make these hangable, so you can put them on Christmas gifts, you can put them on your Christmas tree. So this Santa is just one idea, but I love that you can probably take this concept and really get creative with it. Maybe make a snowman or a reindeer with these and make a whole set. This is a cute sleigh ornament that you can find at Dollar Tree, and I do love red at Christmas time, but I'm trying to do more of a neutral theme this year, so we're going with a gold and kind of snowy theme for our Christmas tree, and also some little vignettes that I have planned. So this guy I took outside and I took my gold leaving spray paint, gave it a couple coats, and I love how chic this looks now. Obviously, red is a beautiful color for Christmas, but if it's not your style, you can change it up with some easy spray paint. We're gonna add a few extra little elements into the inside of our little sleigh. These are some glitter berries from Dollar Tree. We're gonna add another green little burr needle in there, and then some more pops of some gold. With this Dollar Tree ribbon that I just twisted into a bow, cut it down, and we're gonna hot glue that to the inside there. And of course, you can put this on your Christmas tree. This looks beautiful, especially kind of sitting on the branches of the Christmas tree, kind of like it's just sledding down your tree. But this also looks so cute sitting on a shelf or within a vignette too. So this, of course, turned out beautiful. Our next project we're going to make into one that's a little bit more fun and simple and easy, using wired garland ties. Now, of course, these kind of are marketed so that you can use them to tie on garlands to other things. But we're going to think outside the box here a little bit. We're going to take 3 of them and we're going to twist the ends together so we make one long tie. And then we're going to start folding this into a star shape. Now, we're not going to need all 3 of these. The length is kind of long, but the cool thing is you can cut these down to size. So once we have our star shape just kind of bent, then we're going to twist the ends together and cut off any excess, and then just sort of pull it, tug it, and shape it until we have our star shape that we want. Pinch those corners so those are nice and pointy, and then come in with your hot glue to hot glue all of the cross sections down so it'll hold our star shape for us. Then you can go ahead and embellish your star however you want. These are just little berries pulled off of a Dollar Tree stem. I also had some extra leftover glittery greenery from another stem and thought that kind of added a nice little pop in there. Always keep your extras from projects. You never know when they'll come in handy. So once we have that all decorated up, I used a little bit of ribbon, tied that onto the top, hot glued the top, and you can add this obviously to a Christmas tree, but this looks really, really cute on my little lantern on my fireplace, just to dress up something I already had and give it that Christmas touch. Dollar Tree also has a great selection of metal items. I grabbed these tags because I was so excited to find this little embosser at Menards for only $1.99. Yes, I could not believe it. And it actually does work. I'll try to find one similar and link it down in the description box below. If you have a Menards, it's probably the cheapest place you're going to be able to find it though. So what I'm doing here is I took a marker and I'm just writing Mom on here. Obviously, whatever design you want to add, you draw that on there, and then you take your little embossing pen and you go over your design with that. It just takes a battery, kind of buzzes up and down, and it will engrave into the metal. So you can see here what that looks like, but we want this to kind of pop a little more. So what I did is I took some black paint and went over it, and then took a baby wipe and went over that. So you can see, now we can see our design coming through a little bit more. I wiped a little bit too much off. So I came in with some Rub and Buff to give this even more of a fancy look. This is gold leafing, so I just went around the top and the edges, and that helped make that design pop too. It also kind of made it look a little bit more rustic, which I liked. And then we're going to come in with some more embellishments and hot glue a little holly berry into the corner. add some string. So again, this is a cute little gift tag, but you can also turn these into ornaments as well. Another great idea is using them as stocking tags. I love these, and I always add tags to our stockings, so this would be the perfect addition. I thought it would also be fun to add some of my favorite quick and easy ornaments from the past, because obviously they don't get old, and if you didn't get to try them last year or the year before, definitely try them this year. We're going to take a clear ornament from Dollar Tree, and we're going to add some miniature Christmas trees to this one. And to do that, we need to cut down a dowel rod. I'm using a handsaw on Miter Box. You can find these for about 10 bucks at Walmart. If you don't have them in your craft arsenal, obviously, definitely get them. They're so nice to have for cutting down popsicle sticks and dowel rods like I did here. I'll link mine down below. We're going to take those miniature Christmas trees from Dollar Tree, put them on the dowel rods with some hot glue, and then use some tweezers to pop those into the bottom of our ornament. And then to make our snowy scene, we're going to use some Epsom salt, which you can of course find at Dollar Tree too. We're going to make a little funnel, and we're going to funnel our Epsom salt right down into the inside of our ornament. If you're not yet, head on over to my Instagram. I'll link that down below as well. We're going to start counting down the days till Christmas here very soon. Now, to dress up this ornament, we're going to take some ribbon. Obviously, you want to use whatever matches your decor. I love the buffalo check, especially at Christmas time, but even a red and black would be cute too. We're going to tie that onto the top of our ornament and use that to hang from our Christmas tree. How chic and beautiful is this snowy Christmas scene? This is another technique I highly suggest you try if you haven't yet. It is super fun. We're going to use some polyacrylic. I will make sure to link this down below as well. You can find it at Walmart really inexpensively. We're going to use a paper funnel, and we're going to funnel some of that polyacrylic in the inside of a clear glass ornament or a clear plastic ornament and twist it until the entire inside is coated, and then drip off any excess into your pail and then pop it into a plastic cup so it can then drip dry. We're going to let this sit for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. You don't want it to dry completely, but you want to see it starting to turn clear, just kind of more of a milky color than clear. Again, using a paper funnel, we're going to add some glitter to the inside of our ornament, and that polyacrylic is going to act as an adhesive. So we're going to take our ornament and we're going to cover it up with a paper towel so nothing comes out the hole, and we're going to shake it, shake it, shake it until the entire inside of our ornament is covered. So you're going to get that beautiful glimmery, shimmery glitter look without the mess, because these are all on the inside of our ornament. And then you can go ahead, let that dry all the way, put the top back on, add some ribbon to decorate it up, and you have the perfect non-messy Christmas ornament with glitter. And you can even take it to the next level with this. Basically, you have a nice clean ornament that you can then add some embellishments onto the front if you want. You can add some vinyl onto the front, and that is our next idea here. The plastic on these ornaments is perfect for adding vinyl decals too, because it grabs on just perfectly. This is a fun idea, adding a Santa Cam decal onto the front. I love this. My son is 9 years old, and we still try to hold on to all the Christmas magic in our house. So we have had a Santa Cam ornament on our Christmas tree for years. And it just kind of is a fun way where he can use his imagination to see if Santa is checking in on him. I love this. It's so cute, but it's still so subtle, and just another extra magical touch to add to your holidays. Another fun thing to try if you haven't yet is alcohol ink. It's really easy to work with, and then it also takes some practice at the same time. If you take alcohol ink, and I'll link what I use down in the description box below, you can find it on Amazon in lots of different colors. I'm just adding a few drops here and there to the inside of a clear plastic ornament from Dollar Tree, and you can come in with a can of air, which you can find at Dollar Tree sometimes too, and just spray your ink around. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can put all three colors in at the same time, or whatever colors you want in in all at the same time and kind of move them around all together, or you can drip in one color at a time and kind of make a more layered effect. Both create completely different looks, and that's kind of the fun part of it, to just kind of play with it. And I love it though. It gives it such a beautiful, almost stained glass look. If you don't have a can of air, you can also take a straw and just blow into a straw, and that'll give you the same effect. Just don't breathe in, because obviously you don't want those fumes in your lungs. Just be careful. Beautiful look though, so easy. Dries really quickly too, so another quick and easy project. Air dry clay is another item you can find at Dollar Tree now, which I love. However, this Sculpey air dry clay is a little bit better quality, and I'll link it down below. You can find it on Amazon. And this is white, but you can get it in different colors too. And what I love about it is once it's dry, you can also paint it. So we're gonna take a sort of cookie type approach to this, and we're going to use some cookie cutters to cut out some Christmas shapes. You will need some kind of rolling pin. I just used the handle of a toilet plunger from Dollar Tree. It's basically just a thick dowel rod that I had left over from a project, and I'm using that to roll out the clay. Now you definitely want a clean surface, a clean dowel rod, and clean hands when you're working with white clay, because it takes on a color really easily. And it's just like regular cookie dough here. We're taking some Christmas cookie cutters and cutting out some Christmas shapes. Once you have the shapes cut out, then you want to go ahead and add in a hole at the top, so that way you'll be able to hang these. And then just let these sit overnight. You want to probably flip these halfway through, so both sides of your ornaments air dry, because the surface that's along the countertop will take longer to dry since it's not hitting the air. And then once they're completely dry, you can come in with some string and tie those up. You can paint them if you want, add some glitter if you want, add a decal if you want. These are so cute on the tops of Christmas gifts too. Clothespins are a great everyday item that you can find at Dollar Tree year-round, and we're going to use these to create a really simple snowflake. So whether you're using these for an ornament or for decor, they're so quick and easy, and you get several of them out of a pack. We're going to take our clothespins and we're going to take all the springs out of them, and then we're going to hot glue the flat sides together. So basically we're just reversing them and hot gluing them together, and you're going to go ahead and do that for all of your clothespins. For this snowflake style, we are going to need 6 clothespins total, and this is what they'll look like once you have them all glued together. And then we can come in with some more hot glue, and we're gonna start gluing the edges together in a round shape. Now, having a silicone mat on your surface works really well for this, because we're going to use a lot of hot glue and you don't want to get it on your surface, but these silicone mats are great to keep your work surface clean, and you can paint on them, you can get glue on them, wash them off, and they are brand new all over again and reusable. Once you have your snowflake glued together, then you can come in with some paint, add some white paint, add some silver glitter, get creative here, and make your own little snowflake clothespins. So as you can see here, I added mine to a garland. It's just kind of a nice little accent piece. These would be really cute on a tiered tray as well. Next up, we are going to make some really simple ornaments. I love these. These are kid-friendly. I'm pretty sure I made them in Girl Scouts. We're going to turn a candy cane into a reindeer using a brown pipe cleaner. We're going to twist that onto the top of our candy cane and then use a pencil to twirl the sides down to make those curly cues. Add a little pom-pom nose, some wiggly eyes to the front. This makes for a cute project for kids. It makes for a cute ornament they can add to the Christmas tree, give as gifts, add to the top of gifts. I just love these. Sometimes the simple stuff really is the cutest thing, and it doesn't have to be difficult, and it actually looks so cute too. Dollar Tree is carrying wood beads now, which I love. If you cannot find them though, head to your craft store, or I'll link the ones that I used from Amazon down below. We're gonna make some really beautiful wreath beaded ornaments, and we're gonna do that with the help of some regular floral wire. We're going to add some wood beads in different sizes and then connect the tails of the wire together, twist them together, And we have a beautiful wreath shape. You can see here's a couple different options, whether you use all the same size or whether you use varying sizes of wood beads, you'll get totally different looks. We're going to use some thick jute to tie on some little hangers onto this and also create a little bow to hot glue onto the front. Here's another great way to use wood beads and get a similar look, but a completely different design. We're gonna take a yarn needle and we're gonna feed that onto some jute. That's gonna be the base as we start stringing on our beads. I started with some small beads, added a medium bead, a big bead in the middle, and then reverse the process so I get this sort of teardropped shape. So quick and easy. Then you can go ahead and tie a knot onto both ends to make sure your beads stay in place, and also tie sort of a loop at the top so you have the hanger for your Christmas tree. These are so quick and easy. You can make several of these so inexpensively and so quickly and basically with no mess. You'll need a pack of these paint brushes from Dollar Tree for this next project. I love that you get 2 in a pack, which makes them only 75 cents each, which is a great deal. They have wood handles on them, which are perfect since we are going to be painting that part red. We're going to turn these into cute little Santa Clauses. So the red handle is going to be the Santa hat. We're going to do that a couple times, let that paint dry. I also have a wood bead here. That is going to be our Santa nose. And then while the paint is drying for the nose, we're going to wrap the handle of our paintbrush with some white felt. Quick and easy to just cut down a little rectangle that fits over the metal part and hot glue that down. You also flip it over, make sure to glue those ends down and around the edges. Then the next thing we need to do is add our little face. So we're going to use some black paint, give him 2 little eyeballs, and then hot glue on his red wood bead nose. These tea lights are an item that luckily you can find year-round at Dollar Tree, and they make for the cutest little ornaments. And these you can really get creative and fun with. We're going to turn ours into snowmen. So to do that, I'm using some paint pens and adding a little eyeballs, mouth, and then painting the flame orange for his carrot nose. And then you can decorate up your snowman however you want. I added some yarn to the top of mine, some pom-poms on the sides to make the cutest little earmuffs. Tied a little ribbon around the bottom to create a scarf, and then tied on some string onto the back, hot glued that on for the hanger. So this is just one idea, but there's also so many different ways to give these guys personality with different things like felt. Like this one, I'm adding a top hat to, just hot gluing that all together and then adding his face. This guy is pretty similar, however, we're going to turn him into a Santa Claus instead with the help of some regular red felt, or if you can find stiff felt, that helps a lot with these projects too. And we're just kind of freehanding a Santa hat shape and using some pom-poms for the fluff on the hat, and then of course just adding another simple face to this. I left off the carrot nose so it just looked more like Santa Claus here. This is another fun project that kiddos could do, and just obviously add however different kinds of elements that they like to give their snowman or Santa Claus their own little personalities. You can find these smaller bags of larger pine cones at Dollar Tree during the Christmas season, and I love them because they smell like cinnamon. I love that cozy scent during the Christmas season. So these, of course, are going to be cute, but they're also going to smell great too. We're going to frost them up with some white chalk paint, giving these a snowy look. I also have a large wood bead. I'll try to find the size and link that down below for you too, but you can use whatever size pine cone or wood beads that you already have on hand too. I'm using some yarn to create a loop that's going to go through the whole of the wood bead that I painted white so it can hang from the Christmas tree, hot gluing that in there so it doesn't come back off. Then we're going to take some hot glue and glue that bead to the top of the pine cone, and we basically have the body of our snowman now, and we can start decorating him up. So just a little bit of ribbon around his neck makes for the cutest little scarf. We're going to hot glue that down so it doesn't flip up, kind of add some slits at the bottom so it has more of that scarf look. Using some paint pens to give him his cute little face. And we're also going to use some pipe cleaners to twist up some stick arms to hot glue onto the sides. Then I used the easiest one of all for very last. Take some regular candy canes. You can find these everywhere at Christmas time, it seems. Add a little bit of ribbon, a loop onto the top so they can hang from the ribbon, and then add a little bit of hot glue to glue them on there so they don't go sliding off. But the reason these are so quick and easy is because they make for great additions to so many Christmas decor pieces. So whether it's onto a wreath, creating a garland like I'm going to show you here, adding them onto your Christmas tree, adding them to your Christmas gifts, adding them onto a gift bag, adding them onto a gift card. You know, sometimes it's just the simplest, easiest little things that are special, that make your holidays pop and just have that personality, and you don't have to spend a lot of time or money to do that, and that's what I love about this project so much. So as I said, if you're new here, please subscribe, turn on those notifications so you never miss a new Christmas video. We are just getting started here at the Cozy Christmas Cottage this holiday season. I'll have another Christmas video popping up on your screen. You can click over and watch next. And I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next one. Have a very happy holiday.